Well, joining me now is Don Flynn, who's Director of Migrant Rights Network, and Gerard Batten, UKIP MEP and immigration spokesman for the party too. Gentlemen, it's good to have you on the programme tonight. And Gerard, let's start with you. We're told this should not make us panic. Do you feel more reassured?
Well, it's kind of a rerun of 2004 when the Foreign Office said we could expect about 13,000 migrants from the new entrant countries to the EU, and I think we ended up with 1 million or more. Nobody quite knows the figure. And I think this report has been described as a whitewash. I think it is. And
that's the problem, isn't it, Don Flynn, that this report says everything apart from the crucial issue, which is no one knows how many people will really arrive, will they?
Well, I don't think the situation bears comparison with 2004.
But no one knows how many will arrive.
No, nobody knows. That's perfectly true. The best you can do, and the report is very successful in doing it, is laying out the basic ground rules, the factors which we know influence people's decisions to move.
Does that
and
not
in that
worry
sense,
you?
it's a very, very helpful report.
And you, for UKIP, have got a number of 50,000. I mean, if the Foreign Office can't come up with a number, how have you come up with that number?
Well, actually, Migration Watch has come up with a figure of about 50,000. They've been quite successful at this kind of thing.
So how do they get their estimations
Well, if you take
from?
1% of the population of Romania and Bulgaria, if 1% decided to come here, that's 290,000 people. If you break that down over 5 years, you get 50 to 58,000 people a year. And I think that's perfectly reasonable estimate.
Does that sound accurate to you?
No, it sounds, it's back of the envelope stuff. It's the most important thing that we can do is look at trends of migration, look at the historical links that exist between migrant communities in Bulgaria and Romania and where they've wanted to go to in the past, what skills they're equipped with, where the employment opportunities are. And that's what this report does very successfully.
But Britain has one of the most accessible benefit systems in the world. There's about 1 million Bulgarians and Romanians already in places like Spain and Italy where you're seeing a worsening of the economic situation.
Why do they want to come here? They can stay where they are.
Because they might want to work, they want to go on the benefit system.
There, aren't they?
They can get access to housing. They can get all that. You've only got to become a big issue seller to get self-employed and you're eligible for benefits and housing. Houses is given on the basis of need. If you're a Bulgarian or Romanian with 5 children, 10 children, you're going to move way up the queue in front of people who are already living here.
How do you respond to that?
Well, I think the clear thing that has been settled by this report is quite simply that the welfare services, welfare benefits are not going to be a significant pull factor.
They did say schooling will have a problem.
Well, schooling will be if over time the people who come here settle, and that's actually one of the big unknown factors. The trends for Eastern European migration has tended to be temporary migration. People stay for up to about 3 years or so and then move on. The determining factor is, are people going to stay here? Are they going to marry? Are they going to establish families? And that is a good few years down the line before we know the answers to that.
They still need somewhere to live. They still need the roads. They still need the health service when they live here for however many years it is.
Even if they're under 35 and living here now, not using the welfare system?
And you have to remember that the average wage in Romania and Bulgaria is actually lower than the job seekers allowance in this country. You're better off coming on and getting job seekers allowance.
Final question to both of you. Let's start with you, Joe Batten. Would you employ a Romanian or Bulgarian?
Yeah, happily. I do employ foreign nationals. I have done in my role. We don't have a problem with immigration. What we have a problem with is the appropriate numbers based on criteria which is useful to us and our economy and not just a completely open doors mass immigration.
And a final reassuring comment from you, Don.
This report tells us that the anxieties, the heat can be taken out of the discussion. And what we ought to be doing is sitting down doing some good planning in order to deal with the issues that are going to arise.
Don Flynn, thank you very much. And Gerard Batten, thanks for your time too.